both mesh as well as loop are said to be the closed path, right? Mesh is the closed path where we cannot find any other closed path inside it. Okay, it is an independent loop, mesh. Whereas loop is also said to be a closed path where we can find the inner loops. Now for the mesh analysis, we have to consider only the meshes. So we have a generalized formula for mesh analysis. So this formula, it is of 3 cross 3, right? So 3 cross 3 in the sense, your problem should be of 3 meshes. The order of the matrix depends upon the number of meshes present in your problem. If your problem is of 2 meshes, okay, then you have to write only 2 cross 2. R11, R12, R21 and 22, I1, I2, V1, V2, right? If it is a 3 mesh problem, you have to take down 3 cross 3 matrix as your formula. So the order of matrix depends upon the number of meshes present in your problem. And here if you check, other than the diagonal elements, rest all should be negative. So this formula is applicable only if you are considering your mesh current direction to be clockwise. Even in the problem, if they have given anti-clockwise direction, you can assume it in the clockwise direction, solve it, at the end you can put one negative sign to your answer. Now, mesh analysis is meant for finding out the currents. So here I matrix alone is unknown. I matrix, your loop currents are said to be unknown. Find the mesh currents. The order of matrix for this problem, 3 cross 3. See the number of meshes present in it. So here let me consider this first mesh, this to be your first mesh. Okay, this closed loop is going to be your first mesh. Let me consider the current of that mesh in the clockwise direction and let it be I1, right? And then this closed loop be your second mesh. Okay, and this current I am assuming it in the clockwise direction and it is going to be I2, right? And the third one is going to be your third loop, third mesh, and the current is going to be I3 in the clockwise direction. So at first you have to check how many meshes are there and number your meshes and assign the mesh currents in the clockwise direction. Now I am going to find out the matrix, R matrix at first. R11 in the sense the total resistance in your first mesh. So how many resistors are connected in the first mesh? 2 resistors. What are those? 1 and 4 ohm are the resistors connected. So your R11 indicates the total resistance present in your mesh 1. So what is the total resistance now? 5. 4 plus 1, 5. Right? Then the next one is R12. R12 in the sense the resistance which is common for your mesh 1 and mesh 2. 1, 2 indicates common between your mesh 1 and mesh 2. So which resistor is common between your mesh 1 and mesh 2? 4 ohm. So 4 ohm is for in mesh 1 as well as it is in mesh 2. So your R12 is going to be 4 and you have to put minus sign because in the formula we have minus, right? Minus 4. The next one is R13. R13 in the sense the resistance which is common between mesh 1 and mesh 3. 0. Because there is no direct resistor that is connecting your mesh 1 and mesh 3. 1 and 4 are there. 4 is between loop mesh 1 and 2. Whereas this 2 is between 2 and 3. Right. So there is no resistor that is common between your mesh 1 and mesh 3. So your R13 is going to be 0. Generally, your R12 and R21 will be same. Okay. Similarly, your R13 and 31 will be same. And R22 and R32 will be same. Okay. So, whatever you got in R12 and 13, you can just take down for R21 and R31. Now, what is R22? R22 in the sense the total resistance in your mesh 2. So, in mesh 2, how many resistors are there? 3 resistors. Add all the 3. 4 plus 2 plus 2, 8. Okay, so your R22 is total resistance present in your mesh 2. And what will be your R23? 2 ohm. R23 in the sense the resistance that is common for mesh 2 and mesh 3. So in mesh 2 and 3 if you check 2 ohm is common for both 2 and 3. So R23 is 2 ohm and in the formula we have minus, so minus 2. T2 and 23 will be same, right? So if you got minus 2 over here you will have minus 2, right? Then what is R33? Total resistance in Mesh 3, 0.5. Mesh 3, how many resistors are there? 2 resistor, 2 and 0.5 ohm. So the total resistance is 2 plus 0.5. So now we got our R matrix. What about I matrix? What about your current matrix? It's going to be unknown, right? Your mesh currents are unknown, so we have to keep your currents as such. Keep I1, I2, I3 as such. Then which is equal to V matrix. Here V indicates the supply voltage. Okay. V1 in the sense the applied voltage in mesh 1. V2 in the sense the applied voltages in mesh 2. V3 is applied voltage in mesh. What is your V1? How many voltages are connected in mesh 1? We have only one voltage source, that is of 13 volt. Whether it is plus 13 or minus 13, plus 13. How? Have to compare your loop current, I mean the mesh current direction with that of your voltage. See the I1 direction, it's flowing in the clockwise direction, right? So it flows from negative to positive. So you have to assume plus 13 for your V1. So your V1 is 13 volt. What about V2? Voltage in the second mesh? 0. There is no voltage in the second mesh, right? So your V2 is going to be 0. What about the V3? Yes. Minus 1 or plus 1? Minus 1. Because see the direction of your I3, it's clockwise, right? Flowing from plus to minus. So you have to assume minus sign for your voltage. So minus 1 is the voltage in the third loop. So now we got your R matrix and B matrix. Now we are going to solve this matrix using Cramer's rule. What is delta? 40, right? So what is del 1? You have to replace the first column of your R matrix with the voltage. So voltage is 13, 0 and minus 1. So second and the third column will be same like your R matrix. See, whatever the changes we are making in del 1, del 2, del 3, only in your R matrix you have to do that. If I need to change the column, second column, you have to do that in the R matrix only. So don't change the second column of your del 1 for del 2. It's wrong. Always you have to replace the columns only in the R matrix. So what is del 2? 120, right? So del 3, replace the third column with the voltage source. So 80, right? So now we can find I1, I2 and I3. So del 1 by del is going to be your I1. Del 1 is 200. Delta is 40. So which is equal to 5 ampere. Then I2 is del 2 by del. Del 2 is 120 divided by del is 40, which is equal to 3 ampere. Then I3 is equal to del 3 by del, which is 80 by 40 equal to 2 ampere.